Hey guys, I just got back home from a trip to Ireland, and I mean just, like I got off the plane less than 24 hours ago. I had such an amazing time. I edited video the entire plane ride, and I'm so excited to share with you guys my trip to Ireland and the top 5 things you've got to do if and when you visit Ireland. Number 1, eat the classics, like the traditional Irish breakfast with bacon, sausages, black and white puddings, baked beans, eggs, and tomato. And the best meal I had there was the classic lamb shanks from McGann's Pub and Restaurant in Doolin. Chef Sharon was good enough to bring me in the kitchen and show me the work in progress. Each day they roast the shanks in 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degree Fahrenheit oven for about 6 hours. At the bottom is chopped carrots, celery, onions as the base, then a garlic tomato paste puree, and the shanks go on that. Salt, pepper, red wine, and water are added, and then it's slow cooked. For plating, she puts down some mustard mash. Tops it with the lamb shank, followed by the gravy made from the stock it was cooked in. The meat was so tender, it fell apart when you touched it with your fork. It was to die for. And it's worth sticking around McGann's for the live music. That's your second Irish must-do. They're called sessions, and they're a blast. Incredible musicians perform traditional Irish music at local pubs, and merriment ensues. Alright, we've eaten the classics, but how about the beverages? Number 3, learn how to pour a Guinness. My brother Brian and I went to the Guinness factory in Dublin. We learned all about how Guinness is made and the history behind it, and we learned how to pour the perfect pint of Guinness. First, check to make sure the glass is clean, and it should be room temperature. Then hold the glass at a 45-degree angle and pour it 2/3 of the way up the glass, being sure not to let the spout touch the beer. As it reached that point, straighten the glass upright. Let it sit as the nitrogen bubbles settle. For the second part of the pour, lift it back to the spout and, going straight into the center, top it off, creating a dome. And Sláinte. Sláinte is how you say cheers in Gaelic. But honestly, there's more than just Guinness. My favorite beer of Ireland is Smithwick's. We visited that brewery in Kilkenny, and I continued getting Smithwick's the rest of the trip. Next up, see Ireland by bike. I promise I saw more than pubs, lots more. In fact, we cycled around the western side of the country, the best way to see the beauty that is Ireland. Rain or shine, we rode from Bunratty to Kinvara to Lisdoonvarra and Clifton and everywhere in between. My whole family rode. We were the Quinn cycling team. Mom and Dad even rocked a tandem while Mom's shoulder healed from an injury. We rode facilitated by a company called Cycle Holidays Ireland, who I would highly recommend to anyone interested. This is John, our fearless leader.
John and I run Cycle Holidays Ireland. Come on and we look after you. Mind yourselves.
He's the best, and he's the one who mapped out all of our routes. We rode an average of 30 to 40 miles daily, with 60 miles, or 96 kilometers, being our longest ride, a personal record for me. I felt pretty hardcore, but it was a great comfort to know that we had John's support if anything were to come up along the way. Oh, and we made some other friends on the journey too. You see, livestock is everywhere in Ireland. They could frequently be found wandering across the road. Horses, cows, and sheep galore. Little sheep friends on the road. We rode by so many things. Old ruins, and when the view was spectacular enough, we'd hop off our bikes to soak it in. Daily, we felt in awe of what we saw. But we had to keep moving. We had a lot of ground to cover. I like to bike, though I don't generally consider myself a cyclist, but I can't imagine exploring this country any other way. You don't have to be a hardcore cyclist to enjoy this experience. It's a delight, and you'll feel like a rock star for conquering it. Number 5, dive into Ireland's rich history. For my family, that meant our heritage. So we went to County Kilkenny, where our ancestors are from. They immigrated to the US in 1847 from Kilkenny because of the potato famine. We visited the church where our ancestors were baptized and got married. It was powerful stuff, and I couldn't have been happier to be there with my family. Big thanks to Mom and Dad for organizing the trip and making it possible. Oh, also, I have some news about this guy. Connor and I are engaged. I posted about it on Instagram, but in case you missed it, there you have it. And Chef Sharon, remind them what to do.
Keep it quirky.
Yeah, always.